the catalyst to a winning run.
Let's slide back a few and come to number 7 if we can, the white-faced filly Mistress Quickly, who got off the mark last time.
Yeah, she was beaten in the first handicap off 75, but enjoyed the positive tactics at Newmarket to see off a lightly raced rival. Up 7 for that, and she's another one that could be ridden prominently here.
Number 1 is Mr. Manduro, who's got to give weight all round here.
Yeah, the class dropper, prominently ridden when 7th in the Queen's Bars. The 4th has been beaten 12 lengths since, so a horse with a great chance here, given stables form with the staying types.
You probably saw 4 going through the shot, and if we take the camera back to the left, we'll have another look at 5, Humble Hero, who's heading towards us, followed by 10, Cray. Humble Hero is pretty relaxed about things as well. He's pleasantly cool in the dappled shade of the parade ring, and he's very relaxed.
You can understand why he's a little bit sluggish coming out of the boxes, can't you? He looks a very switched off, laid back character, just like yourself, Stuart.
He's missed the break in each of his 3 starts so far, but he's got group entries, Humble Hero. Let's go back to the left, to the parade ring side, and see Cribbs Causeway once again, and then behind him 9 Dominating, about whom we were chatting a few moments ago. And then number 2, who's just turning at the bottom end. Now this is Never Surrender, who's now, well, in effect, coming down slightly in grade.
Yeah, he is. Just a little bit of a concern that he can be keen in his races, and I wonder whether that'll let him see out the trip today. Took 7 starts to shed the maiden tag, made all at Chester, beat Bristol Missile and Solar Cross. They both won since. But he's an enthusiastic racer, and I just wonder whether, mile 6 at this stage of his career is what he wants.
Let's have a look at a couple of the others heading towards us now. Now with 2 handlers, in fact. That's only just happened in the last few moments. And that is, number 8, isn't it? By the looks of things, Look My Way. It was a good second at Sandown last time.
Yeah, it was improved for being gelded, I think. Winning well at Southall. Second to Progressive Alabaster at Chelmsford, who was an entry for this race. Only beaten 3 lengths of that Musselburgh Gold Cup, and good second behind Dominating. So they choose to take the chance again.
And let's have a quick look at number 3, Xenon, because you'll just see, Sam, he's getting a bit warm under the number cloth.
Yeah, coped well with the soft ground at Chepstow to beat Dark Pearl, who has managed to win since. He's a bit green early on, and he's improving with his racing, but he's the kind of horse that is going to go forward as the season wears on, and a bit of cut in the ground at the back end will suit him ideally.
Yeah, we'll just see how he progresses when he gets out onto the track and gets down to the start, because sweating not only under the number cloth, but as you possibly saw between the hind legs as well. But that's a fair selection of the runners in this opening Bet365 handicap up here at Haydock.
Good look at them there in the paddock then with Stuart and Sam, and when it's down at the start for opening contest, a mile and 3/4 the trip, and a Class 2 valuable first prize over £31,000 to the winner. And a quick show for you before we get back to the boys. Humble Hero 100 to 30, Xenon at 4s, and then Mr. Manduro really well supported now, 9 to 2 from 11 to 2. Cribbs Causeway out a point from 7s, and then it's Jukebox Jive also drifting 9 to 1 along with Dominating, and 12 to 1 and bigger the rest. Back to you, boys.
First on Old Newton Cup and Lancashire Oaks Day, Dominated has been dismounted at the start by Franny Norton. Sam, one of those we didn't get a close look at in the parade ring is just disappearing to the right of shot, number 4, Jukebox Jive, who's won 2 of his 3 starts so far this year. He's a progressive individual. He's only got £3 for his latest success, but he, like 1 or 2 of the others in the field, was getting a bit warm in the preliminaries.
Yeah, he was, and he perhaps lacks the scope that 1 or 2 have, but I mean, he's been an admirable horse for the Honeyballs this year. I think they've only got a couple of flat horses in training, and he's been a tremendous standard bearer. Good performance last time at Sandown, saw it out really gamely, sat on the pace and held on grimly close home, so good attitude, and kind of horse that's probably going to be well suited by a decent gallop here as well. There's going to be 1 or 2 horses that like to get on with it, and you'd imagine he wouldn't be far away from the front end. 4.5
hours it took him and his horse box to get up to Haydock from Beminster, down in deepest Dorset. He's heading off behind the stalls.
Yeah, and obviously that Chester form is tremendous form, isn't it, with Stradivarius finishing second, and he tried to lead it out that day. He was backed at big prices. It was quite a competitive 3-year-old handicap, and he acquitted himself well, so very much an interesting runner here.
Loading up for race 1 at Haydock, so pull the threads together, Sam. Who do you want on your side here?
Plenty of pace on. Well, that's how it looks anyway going into the race, and I think that'll help Humble Hero, who can be sluggish away from the stalls, but looks a real dyed-in-the-wall galloper in the making. Took the prelims very well, just so laid back and switched off, and hopefully he can enhance his current form and also endorse the fact that he looks to be a fairly decent horse off a nice mark here.
What do we got? 3 more left to go, and Mistress Quickly is heading in. Zenon and Dominating look like being the final 2 for the opening race on Lancashire Oaks and Old Newton Cup Day. It's good afternoon
In the store
to
number
Ian
8.
Bartlett.
And they're ready. Problems with one, I think, in the starting gates. Cray in store number 5, maybe. And in 1, Mr. Mandura is a bit restless. And it looks like Cray causing some bother. The others waiting patiently. They're off. And the last one away was the favourite Humble Hero alongside Never Surrender. He's at the back of the field as they make the short journey to the winning post the first time. Mistress Quickly against the running rail. Red Sleeves is the first to show. White Jacket is Cribbs Causeway, and they're together past the judge the first time. Look My Way in black and gold colours is next, and then the yellow colours of Mr. Manduro against the running rail as they complete the first quarter mile. Jukebox Jive, green and red. He's one of those widest on the course. Cray and the green and yellow jacket against the running rail is just preceded by Zenon in the orange colours, and then comes Dominating in the red, white and blue. The black sleeves of Humble Hero behind those. There's 2, maybe 2.5 lengths to Never Surrender, who's the back marker as they've completed the first half mile of this Bet365 handicap. And it's Pat Dobbs on Mistress Quickly. Red sleeve jacket, who has a narrow advantage. The mainly white colours of Cribbs Causeway with Kieran Schumacher second place. Yellow jacket for Richard Kingscote on Mr. Manduro. Just about in third place. Josephine Gordon in black colours on Look My Way isn't far behind him, and neither is David Egan in green and red on Jukebox Jive. As they head on down now, approaching the halfway stage, Cray, Jamie Sullivan, the green and yellow jacket is next. Orange colours for Robert Tart on Zenon. And then comes Franny Norton on Dominating on the outer, the blue and white cap. Behind those, Pat Cosgrave, black sleeves and black cap on Humble Hero. Green and red colours for Jamie Spencer on Never Surrender, who's the back marker as they're about now to turn out of the far straight with about 3/4 of a mile still to travel. And it is still Mistress Quickly. She's got about a half length advantage over the other filly, Cribbs Causeway. They're first and second. Mr. Manduro, Look My Way and Jukebox Jive are in line behind him in third, fourth and fifth places. Dominating widest into the straight, and then comes Cray, followed through by Zenon in the orange, who's just beginning to struggle a little bit. Then Humble Hero, and Never Surrender is still the back marker. But as they head down inside the last half mile, Mistress Quickly still holds a narrow advantage. Cribbs Causeway in second place. Jukebox Jive is flat out behind those. Look My Way and Dominating are now making runs towards the front runners. Manduro's just in behind those, and then towards the left is Humble Hero beginning his charge as well. Quarter mile to go. White jacket of Cribbs Causeway from Dominating on the left. Here's Humble Hero. Still there is Mistress Quickly. Mr. Manduro behind those, and Zenon begins to stay on. Dominating though, and Franny Norton at the furlong pole are the leaders by 1 length. Humble Hero in second. Zenon in the orange colours is finishing off stylishly as they race towards the line. Dominating is joined now by Zenon and Robert Tart, who forge through to the lead. It's Zenon who wins. Dominating second from Look My Way, Humble Hero, Mistress Quickly, Cray, and the others are headed in by Never Surrender.
First strike at Haydock to John Gosden on a day that has traditionally been kind to the Newmarket Maestro. With so much success in the Lancashire Oaks in recent seasons, he'll be doubly represented in that race in some 35 minutes' time. He gets his day off to the perfect start with Zenon. Outpaced at this stage, over 3 furlongs out and last. But he picks up and he's strong, Sam, in the last quarter of a mile. And he's taken the step up into handicap company in his stride and looks a good prospect.
It's got to have been done at 1,000, hasn't it, surely? Surely.
He got anywhere, was he?
What, absolutely. I mean, the turn of foot, or the relentless gallop that he's managed to produce from the 2-pole when he's latched onto him, whether it was greenness or he was just totally outpaced, I don't know. But when he's come between horses and got competitive, he really just took off in the style of a really nice horse. Another Galileo owned by Magnet and Tabor, not in their colours, but He's landed a bit of a punt as well, not unbacked, and coped with the fast ground very well. So really stylish performance in the end, well on top of the line.
Beating Dominating and Look My Way, who filled the placings respectively. The beaten favourite Humble Hero on the left. He missed the break, as he has done in all of his starts so far. He came there, Sam, with a promising looking effort 3 out, but that petered out inside the last furlong.
Yeah, it looked a smart piece of race riding, didn't it, early on in the straight, when Pat Cosgrave has managed to hem in Zenon and Robert Tart and stop them from getting out. It looked as though Robert was trying to angle out for the run and find a gap and quicken up, and that looked a